So we continue to explore Atyrau. I work hard taking pictures and posting them on Instagram. After all, I want to become a popular blogger. Nobody believes in me yet. Hey, I'm the most popular here. What are you doing? While Adilet is proving to the Atyrau people that he is a blogger, I can't record a stand-up in Nur-Sultan. I can't stop laughing. Pull yourself together. Calm down. I remembered the famous Mozart band's song Yessil is flowing, Yessil is flowing. We are now on the embankment of the Yessil River, the main decoration of Nur-Sultan. This place is so popular among residents and guests of the city, both old and young people walk here. Sometimes young people sing songs. The Yessil River embankment is a place that attracts tourists like a magnet. Here you can enjoy the unhurried course of the river, take pictures of the lovely panoramas of the city, and watch people riding on the river tram. However, I won't be an observer. I want to try it myself. Now I want to do what I have not done until now, although I have been living in Nur-Sultan for 6 years. I want to ride along the Yessil River on a motor ship. Therefore, I want to share with you my first impressions. Let's go! I learned that boat trips are very popular in Nur-Sultan. The peak season usually falls at the end of May, when schools hold proms, and on the capital day on July the 6th. On average, the ship receives approximately 20,000 residents and guests of the city per season. As soon as we boarded, we went straight to the main man, the captain. Now we are in the personal office of the captain of the river tram sailing along the Yessil River. Today the ship's captain is Mr. Talabtan. We won't take much time. Let's talk about your work. How long have you been the captain of a motor ship? I have been working here for 6 years already. We start the season on May the 25th, 27th and work until the beginning of October. We work during 4 to 5 months and have 4-5 sailings daily. We meet people from all over Kazakhstan. Now the river fleet of Nur-Sultan city consists of 14 vessels, including 6 passenger and 8 technical ones. Technical vessels are needed to clear the channel and deepen the river bottom. The vessels are designed for 265 passengers in total. The inspectors are responsible for the safety of passengers on the berth, controlling the boarding and landing of passengers. On board, the captain and 2 mechanics are keeping order. Each ship is equipped with lifebuoys. The city rescue service is also on the alert. Know that if you find yourself overboard, you will certainly be rescued. But on the way, there can be some incidents. Have any interesting stories happened during your shift? For example, maybe someone fell from the ship. Yes, we have some funny stories. In 2015, there was a case when an elderly man jumped from the ship because he really wanted to go to the toilet. In such emergency cases, do you return the ship back? If a person needs it badly, sometimes we return the ship back. We stop, let the people down and go back. In general, in spite of the fact that the route is rather short, nevertheless you still get great emotions there. And of course it would be nice to add some kind of sightseeing tour there. Once I took these excursions, or rather they were not excursions, but promenades. I don't know if they've added it now or not. Maybe the audio guide has been added. It would be good because it is very important not only to see, but also to add a little information. This will be both useful and more interesting.
Но это и полезно, и интереснее.
It is so nice in the captain's cabin, but we also have to look at passengers. People on board are wonderful. Every person looks like a movie hero. And how many children? And everyone wants to stand at the boards and look at the water. The best pictures happen on the ship, even if you are very embarrassed to be photographed.
Yessil өзені туралы тағы бір айта кетерлік дерек ол
Another interesting fact about the Yessil River is that it divides the city of Nur-Sultan into right and left banks. For example, we boarded a motor ship from the right bank, and now we admire the buildings on the left side. I advise all guests of the city who specially come here as tourists to take a ride on a motor ship and admire the beauty of the city, because it is simply beyond words. I am delighted, and my little friends seem to like it too.
болмайтындай керемет сезім. Мен расымен сондай сезімдемін.
I wonder where is Adlat? He doesn't call, doesn't write. Let's find out what he's doing there. What could be more important than me? I was thinking, what can I bring Akzer as a souvenir from Atara? And I thought, girls love all sorts of rings and earrings. But I don't want to buy something in the store. I decided to go to the jeweler and make it myself. The man said, the man did. I came to learn how to do it to the famous master in Atara, Mukhtar Sheruen. He welcomed me and we started. The first stage is metal melting. Move a little closer. Melt. Is gold melted like that? Yes, gold is melted in the same way, though the melting temperature of gold is higher, 164 degrees. What about silver? 960. Between 1000 and 960. Now mix with this. Bring closer to the burner. That's right. Enough. Now melt. No, you won't spill. Melt. Let me hold, and you will pour.
Енді балық. Жоқ, құя алмайсың. Енді балық. Балық, сұп-сұйық қой балық.
Take your time, I'll tell you. Look how I do it and repeat. Come closer. Bring the edge closer.
Өзім айтам.
Get your feet off. There might be a spark. Do not rush.
Ұшын жақында. Көтеріп, шалбарыңды ал қазір, үстіне төгіп аласың, аяғыңды. Енді жақсы болды. Енді жайлап, аспа. Пластин деймін осы, жақсы шықты.
This is a plate. We put this plate on the rollers and make the rolling. Did it work well for the first time? Yes, great. In fact, it often becomes porous, twisted and does not spill properly. This one came out perfect. There are no pores, no moisture. Great. Now to make the next plate, you need to put it here. I will show you now. You do this. Take it, put it on the iron and it cools down. After cooling down, this place is called a burr. We mix Kazakh and Russian languages. Although I'm Kazakh, I use Russian words too. You do it like this, and that's it. Then you start rolling in a half turn. Start rolling. The second stage is rolling. It is necessary to make a thin plate from a thick part. For this we use jewelry rollers. Mukhtar has manually operated rollers, but there are also electric ones. Hand drums require considerable physical effort, so I'll bulk up at the same time. After leaving the mold ladle, the plate became 4 mm. To make it 2 mm thick, you need to heat it so that the silver becomes soft. Almost 1.5 mm now. Now we take the plate and do this. Are you going to straighten it? No, we won't do this. It's metal. When you hit it, it becomes hard. It must be softened. To soften, you need to heat. Let's get a little hot. Like the previous one, it should not be heated until it melts. It is necessary to soften a little. It does not need to be heated to red. It should be a bit burgundy color. Oh, now it has become reddish. Then we brought the thickness to 1 mm. The work of a jeweler is painstaking work. Everything must be done carefully, following the slightest nuances. It seems to have worked out. Let me see. Now you shall get it closer like this. There should be no gap between. There should be no air. If there is air, you shall do this way. If there is air, the solder will not enter. Until it enters, it will not hold. You see now a thin gap. Now the gap is almost invisible. Next stages of work: sanding and polishing with felt. At these stages, any wrong step can ruin the product. This is the simplest, most common wedding ring and the easiest jewelry to make. You saw the whole process. I tried it. Yes, you tried it. How to solder, how to clean, how to polish, how to roll through the rollers. This is the easiest process. Further, there are more complex things. This is the basics, ABC. You have mastered this. Here's your result. Put it on yourself. Put it on. Akzer, I'm sorry, I wanted to make a ring for you, but it turned out for myself. Okay, I'll buy you a magnet. I want to take a walk with my new ring. The park is not far away. It seems that there is only one retro park in Kazakhstan, and it is in Atyrau. It is here that a monument to the cult ensemble of the 70s-80s Dost Mukhtar was erected. The opening of the retro park in 2017 was timed to the 50th anniversary of the Dost Mukhtar band. Kazakhstan's Beatles attended the presentation of the monument in honor of this event. Most popular songs of the band were performed. The monument is great. I could not help but take a photo next to the statues of the musicians. Repeat my photo. Post it on social networks with the hashtag across the Kazakh Land and wait for cool prizes. We took a photo, now let's walk around the park. The construction of the retro park began in February 2015. The park was erected in the Zhilgorodok micro-district on the banks of the Ural River. The space was designed in a neoclassical style, with an amphitheater, a cafe, an exhibition pavilion, musical and luminous fountains, and an artificial pond. In addition, the park has a video surveillance and radio broadcasting system. Architects did not forget about the comfort of visitors in the summer. There are few trees in Atyrau, but 750 trees have been planted in Retro Park. Now the inhabitants will have a shade to escape the summer heat. In the previous programs, Akzer showed you the Nur-Sultan Mosque in the capital. I want you to see the Atyrau Mosque. If you look at the mosque from a copter, you can see that the mosque is next to a large fitness club. It seems to me very rational. Train the body, think about the soul. The central mosque was built in the 2000s. Then the city governor was Imamgali Tasmagambetov, therefore the mosque is often called Imamgali Mosque. The Imamgali Mosque is located in the very center of Arturau. The building is crowned with a large dome with an inner diameter of 7 meters and the height of 23 meters. The mosque is decorated with 26-meter minarets on both sides. I have always admired such grandiose structures of architects. The chief architect of the mosque is Shukrat Yusupov. He is a very famous architect. The dome of the mosque is very surprising for the parishioners. The architecture of our mosque is unique. The mosque is keeping up with progress. Lessons or conversations of imams are broadcasted daily on social networks. Such educational work is especially important now during the pandemic and lockdown. In online lessons, imams talk about the Holy Quran, about the life of the Prophet Muhammad and his followers. Attention is also paid to family values and national traditions. In addition to educational activities, the mosque provides charitable assistance. Every year, the Imamgali Central Mosque organizes charitable events, takes charge of charitable causes and provides food, financial and medical support to families in need and various groups of people with disabilities, orphans and those who have lost their breadwinners. The sacred holiday Quba night, or Eid al-Adha, was recently celebrated. Then 4,160 families got meat as charitable assistance. The mosque was empty this summer due to the pandemic. Before the lockdown, up to 5,000 people gathered for Friday prayers, although the capacity of the room was approximately 2,000 people. On the days of the Quba night holiday and during the Muslim fast, the number of visitors to the mosque rises to 10,000, and every day 300 to 500 people come to the mosque to pray. We leave the beautiful Imamgali Mosque. Even more beautiful structures and magnificent nature wait us ahead. Only Agza does not get out of the hair. I wonder what she's doing now. The Nur-Sultan Botanical Gardens is the largest and at the same time the youngest park in the capital of Kazakhstan. The park was officially opened with the participation of the country's first president, Nur-Sultan Nazarbayev, in the summer of 2018. In 2012, when trees were just planted in the Botanical Gardens, many had doubts. Would the trees take root in the harsh Nur-Sultan climate? However, now the Botanical Gardens has become the greenest corner of the capital. Also, it became a favorite vacation spot for residents and guests of the city. Green areas of the gardens include 11,000 kilometers of cycling and jogging paths. Here people walk, do sports. The site is also used for city celebrations. Local creative youth makes photo shoots and video shots here. The Botanical Garden differs from other parks as it has its own greenhouse. Not just a greenhouse, but one in which hard-to-take plants grow, such as an orange, lemon, palm tree, etc. Imagine 100 hectares of land and 90,000 trees and bushes. This is all about the Nur-Sultan Botanical Gardens. Plants were brought here from nurseries in Europe, North America and Asia. The greenhouses were built just for species accustomed to tropical climates. Experts were invited here to grow citrus fruits in the northern capital. These oranges grew on the plantations of Spain and arrived in the capital. May I taste your oranges? We generally do not pursue such goals and objectives to grow oranges, but nevertheless it is an interesting fact that in the north of Kazakhstan they can grow in a greenhouse. Our oranges were blooming and bearing fruit. We got good fruits. Have you tasted them yourself? For example, does it taste like orange or lemon? Yes, we tried them. We wanted to see if these plants could be recommended, and they are very delicious. They taste different from the store ones. Indeed, what is grown by hand is much more interesting. According to my information, this greenhouse has plants that feed on insects. It is a little scary, of course, but most importantly, they don't eat people. We can ask the owner of the greenhouse, Mr. Iskander, about this. Are there really such plants here? What are the benefits and harms of these plants? Please tell us more about this. Yes, such plants do exist. One of them is Nepenthes. Its peculiarity is that it eats insects that fall into the so-called pad. Such formations are called pads. An insect gets here. There is a liquid inside that attracts the insect. At the same time, it dissolves it. A bit such a bloodthirsty story. Where does this plant come from? Indeed, such a plant does not grow in Kazakhstan. Yes, such plants grow in the tropics, in particular in Thailand, the Indochina Peninsula. There is a plant in Kazakhstan called sandu. It is listed in the Red Book. It grows in swamps and also has the same functions, that is, it eats insects. There's a monstera plant in the greenhouse. Its fruits are said to taste like orange, banana and pineapple at the same time. To taste the fruits of monstera, you need to have nerves of steel and great endurance, because they ripen for a very long time. This year they grow very good, so the conditions are suitable, favorable. And now we think that there will be fruits. You will try them soon, and then you will definitely say whether it is bananas or pineapples, right? But the most interesting thing is that it has been ripening for 2 years. Oh, you have to wait, yes. How much time has passed now? In general, the greenhouse made a strong impression on me. We'll come back here again. Now let's pause. So what did we manage? I took a boat ride, laughed a lot and watched people. I ran into the botanical gardens to get acquainted with a plant that eats insects, and I also wanted to try oranges. True, I was not lucky with oranges. And I made a ring with my own hands in the jewelry workshop of Mukhtar Sheruen. Took a photo with Mukhtar in the Retro Park and examined the architecture of the Imangali Mosque. It was a productive day. Don't miss us. See you again soon.